Hello, and welcome to BIM360basics.com. Today we're going to look at adding some subfolders to your project and inviting people and assigning their permissions. Right now I'm in the project admin screen for my project. I want to switch to document management. So I'll click the module selector and then document management. Since this is a brand new project, I only have two folders. I have plans and project files. I can make subfolders beneath these very easily by simply clicking the ellipsis next to them and then add subfolder. Under plans, I'm going to create two folders. One for my company, Epic Architects, and then one for the external consultant that I'm going to be collaborating with, Madrigal Engineers. And the reason I set up these two folders, of course you could create any folders you like. I just want to show how I can invite people into these folders and set permissions. So for the Epic Architects folder, my coworker who I've invited to the project, her name is Paula White, and I of course want her to have access to this folder. Currently she doesn't, and by default, nobody gets into a folder that you create in BIM 360 unless you explicitly give them permission or they're an account administrator or project administrator. So account admins, project admins, they get into everything and see everything. So I'll click the ellipsis next to Epic Architects and then click Permissions. You can see the only person listed here is me. I'm automatically listed because I'm the project admin in this project. So I'll start by typing in Paula's name. She'll pop right up because she's a member of the project. And then I simply choose what permission level I want her to have. They range from upload only, which means she can't see the contents of the folder. She can only upload to it. View only, which means she can only see the files that are in there and open them and look at them. View and upload, which means she can upload files to the folder. View, upload, and edit, which means she can also edit files that are within that folder. And then full control, which means she can create subfolders, she can invite other people into the folder. And I'm going to go ahead and give her full control. She's my coworker. We're working closely together on the project, and I trust her to have all of that ability. Now, I also work pretty closely with the folks at Madrigal Engineers, but I don't want to give them quite the level of access that I've given Paula. So right here in permissions, I'm going to add my buddy Tom, but Tom's only going to get view only permissions. So Tom can get into this folder, he can see the files that are there, he can view them, but he can't add folders to them, he can't upload new versions, he can't make any changes, he can't add people to the folder himself. So he's got a very limited amount of permission in this folder. So I'll go ahead and click add. And now Tom is able to see the contents of this folder. If at any time I decide that, you know what, I don't want Tom to see what's in this folder, I simply click remove and confirm that decision with the second dialog box, and now Tom's no longer included. Now in the Madrigal Engineers folder, this is going to kind of be Tom's folder or Tom's company's folder, and I want him to have the power to do what he needs to do in here. So I'll go to permissions for this folder. Notice I'm automatically there because I'm the project admin. Type in Tom again, and for this folder, I'm going to give him full permissions. So again, that'll be his folder, his company's folder. He can create subfolders. He can upload as many files as he wants. He can add more people to the folder as long as they've been invited into the project. So he's got a fair amount of power in that folder. Something else I want to point out is that you can add people not just by individual name, but also by role or company. So I've created this Madrigal Engineers folder. What if, as I add new people from that company, I just want them to automatically have access to the folder? I can simply choose Madrigal Engineers as the entity that I'm giving access to this folder, and then as I add new people to the project and I assign them to that company, they'll automatically have the access level that I assign here. So I'm going to go ahead and say full control on that, click add, And now anyone, if I were to go into the members tab, let's say I were to go into project admin, into the members tab, and I'm going to add someone new. I'm going to add someone named Hans Close. And I'm going to say that Hans is also in Madrigal Engineers. And his role happens to be construction manager. Okay. And I only want Hans to have access to docs, not design. So I'll click add to project. And just like that, Hans, because he's a member of Madrigal Engineers, will also have access to the folder that I've created called Madrigal Engineers. Why is that? Because if I go to permissions, you'll see that anyone in the company Madrigal Engineers is included. In fact, to avoid confusion, I might just want to remove Tom, his individual name, and know that he's going to automatically be included because he is also a member of this company. So this really saves time because now every time I add a new member to the project, and this project lasts 2 or 3 years, there could be a lot of those additions as the project goes on. As I add and remove people from this company, they'll automatically have access to this folder. I don't have to worry about, every single folder in the project and what I've included them in and what I haven't. I want to point out one other thing you can do is a role. So let's say in the plans folder, I added a subfolder called structure or structural, let's say structural engineering. I could go into this folder and then permissions, and I could include anyone that's a structural engineer. So now it doesn't matter what company they're from or what individual they are. If they've been assigned the role of structural engineer, then they will have access to this folder. So that's how you can leverage individuals, roles, and companies in saving time as you add people and take people away from the project throughout its life. So there you have it. That's how you add folders in BIM 360 Docs and assign permissions based on role, individual, or company. Thank you for visiting BIM360basics.com. Don't forget to keep checking back here or on the BIM 360 Basics YouTube channel for more tutorials, tips, and tricks.